Welcome to the channel, and on today's episode, we'll be working on my 1988 Mazda 323 GTX. I hope you all enjoy, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you do. First, I'm going to want to get this brake caliper out of the way, so I'm going to put this out right here, set this up, get that loose. I have a 14 millimeter on the back of mine. Slide that all the way out. I'm going to go ahead and grab a hold of my zip tie and feed it right through. I'm able to get it up on the spring and zip tie it up there. Now it's out of my way. Next, I'm going to want to pop this free right here. $17 mil. Take this out the rest of the way, and now I know I didn't damage my threads. So now I'll be able to turn this freely. Going to be this 17 millimeter I have here. It's a 16 on the other side. Both 17 millimeters for me. Oh, this isn't right. It goes washer, bushing, bushing, control arm, bushing, bushing, sway bar, washer. Which is not correct. It should definitely have a bushing in between the sway bar and this washer right here. So we got metal on metal. Hopefully that didn't damage the bar. A 13 millimeter. It's loose. Lift up on this. We're going to remove the passenger CV axle. Make sure you have a drain pan underneath, or if you like to clean up floors, you can just let it drain on the floor. All right, here we go. Pry bar goes up in between the transmission and the CV axle. Right there. And all I do is simply pop it out. I like to do a little hammer motion. Of course, she's gonna give me trouble. I'm gonna use both hands. Leave this here. The boot's already damaged, so I'm not worried about tearing anything up. There we go. Popped it out. Slide it out the rest of the way. I'll show you what was holding it in. You have a C-clip right here. A little ring clip, I should say. Not a C-clip, my apologies, a ring clip. And that's what's holding it in there the entire time. We have our CV axle in the bench vise. Some guys like to cut these off. I prefer to just pop them off with a flathead, and then we're going to hammer the end outward. So let's get started. Here. That. Okay. Look this side. Okay, let's just go ahead and remove this since I'm having such a hard time. Heard of this happening before, and you have to cut them off. So hopefully that's not what we have to do in this situation. All right, what I have done here is simply just remove this side of the CV axle, and I scooted the boot back. We'll be able to get this off here in a second. What my plan is to slide the other one on the opposite way. So grab my white paint pen and mark it like so. This is so I can make sure I put it right back on the same exact way. There we go. Ring clip pliers right here. There we go. Just like that. Get it set to the side. We're going to tap this off here. Like that. Set that to the side. There's another one on here. I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll slide over that really easy. (103-2653). Boot right here. Comes with some grease. And our little ring clips. Okay. If this was all covered in sand or anything like that, I'd be able to hear the grinding, so I'd clean it out really good, or actually I'd find a new one. But if you all find one, or if you have one, or know where I can get one, let me know in the comments. I'd love to purchase one. There, grease right here. There you go. Just pack this full. There we go. Okay, we'll take it loose. Slide our new boot back on. Yeah, clean hands for this operation. Some more grease in there. Slide this boot right back on. Like that. Okay. Put this one back on. Now we can worry about getting our other side back on. Nope, there they are. Here we go. There we go. All right. Let's loosen this up. Spin it around so you can see my markings are still there. There we go. We got some excess grease over here. Go ahead and grease this guy. Doesn't got to be pretty. You'll clean it up later. We want it packed full of grease anyways. Came off so easy, it don't want to go back on so easy. What happened? Okay, there we go. There you go, nice and tight. The inner one put back on. So now when I get it set at the correct depth, so you can see where it used to sit. There we go. Get that one back in position. What I do here, since I don't own the specialty tool to do this, is I put my flathead right here. And I grab it with a good pair of pliers, bend it over, and then I just give it a little tap tap. Swing this back up right so we can get that tap tap going. Tap tap. We got those bent over. And there we go. It's on there nice and tight. Okay. Cut off the excess. We're going to make sure that this end is very clean before we do anything. We do not want to be putting contaminants inside of our transmission. And this was also a very good time to inspect our seal. Our seal looks really good. It's very soft. It's not cracking. So all I do is line this back up, slide it back into position. And what I do is I take my bed blow and I push inward. While I push inward, I simply smack it. And even with this tiny little hammer, I put this back in. We're good to go. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you hit the like or subscribe button and hit me up in the comments if you have anything. See you next time.